So this is our second session 0. This is going to be with Nick. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Nick.
Yeah. And this is Degenesis Rebirth Edition for the continuation of the Judge Draven and Judge Freeze story, but this is the segue. And once this story is done, we'll be able to bring the entire Botch crew in for their collaborative game. So, very excited!
Woo!
Yeah! So before we get started with the background of where this story is going to take place, why don't you tell us a little bit about your character, Nick?
Awesome. Yeah. So I am playing a Paler, and his name is Y2K, and he lives in a vault. And the thing about him is that his job or designation is a tunnel shoveler. That's what he does. So basically he's just, burrowing into the ground. And in terms of appearance, he has a set of goggles made of Canon lenses. One a little bit bigger than the other, a different focal length, one that zooms in and one that is just pretty standard. But in terms of what he wears, basically, the Great Archive told him of an individual named Major Tom, who told of a great rock, not of this rock being of this world, but one that existed in the sky above. And this given rock is definitely a, goal of the great shovel work done by Y2K. So he tries to emulate his hero that exists, of this man who, conquered the rock known as the moon. So what he does is he wears like a patchwork of like the greasiest, like whatever leather type appendage would be down in the vault. So it's like rubber. It's almost like this like patchwork suit made of like tubing. There's a little bit of like neon lights, and yeah, it looks almost like an underground space suit, I guess is the best way to describe it. But that's just his appearance. So his goal is to conquer the rock known as the moon that he's only heard fables about.
Okay, well, this is great. So for those of you uninitiated, the vault that they live in, or that Nick's character, Y2K, lives in, is going to be located just outside of Bastion City. Inside of K128, which is the vault, there's an entire ecosystem of Palers that live there. And these people, well, they've never seen the sun. They've never been outside the vault. And they all worship this one person who's asleep. Think Sleeping Beauty. She's just locked inside of this tube, and she's sleeping. And they're what's called the sleepers. We'll get into that later. That's not a big deal now. But things that are important for this particular story are to know that there is a mass conglomeration of 5 foot to 5'5" tall, pale-skinned, dark city-looking creatures living in a vault of complete darkness that is huge and sprawling. And in the bygone times, this would have been a cryogenic locker room where they would keep people frozen in cryogenic stasis. And as we all know, the recombination group came through, took all the bodies out of the tubes, and put the sleepers in there with nanotechnology and memetics. So what's important to know is that these creepy little bastards all live in here, and they're on a self-sustained ecosystem. So when we pick up at this story, we pick up in this musky, dark vault. And this vault is quite large. It is made up of probably like 20 different compartments. And each one of these compartments is probably the size of a football field. And it all terminates in a back wall that's just dirt and rock. And day in and day out, the drudge, which are what the Palers call the shovel people, dig at this wall. They never know why, they never know what for, but they use the blackened resources to burn out and run economic trade with this black dark rock. Other things to keep in mind: most Palers in K128 completely unaware of sepsis, completely unaware of anything outside of the doors, none of the danger. They had no idea what's going on. So on this particular day, at this particular time, we go into one of the dredge buckets, okay? And in front of Y2K is a tall, lanky, well, I would say 5'4" paler, and he's in what can only be described as like makeshift mining gear. It's got like a Crisco can spray painted black with like a tiny little like BioLite on the front of it, and there's two like Nikon D40 like lenses duct taped to the canister, and you know he has like a little air mask, and it's not actually like oxygen that's in the tank. It's like a fucking 2 liter of like Mountain Dew from the bygone era, and like it's like so distillated down to like this green sludge at the bottom and like all water at the top, and every once in a while it just takes a little sip through it. He's got long, slender fingers. Something of note on him is that he has a giant snow shovel. Again, these people have been in here for 500 years, okay? They have bred, we'll get to how they breed in a minute. They have bred inwards. Their family tree goes straight up, and they are just some really creepy people. Next to him is a shorter, I would say like 5 foot, and stockier paler. And on top of his head, he has a hoodie, like just the entire hoodie, like draped over his head. Okay. Yeah, and he has Twinkies that have blackened with time, like they're black Twinkies at this point. That's how long they've been. And
Twinkies go like that.
Yeah, the Twinkies are
a
like
serious amount of time.
Yeah, he has 20 of them, like duct taped to his shoulders because that's his armor. Like that prevents rocks from hitting his neck.
It's spongy and soft.
Yes, it's spongy and soft. Exactly. It's the texture. His mining weapon is a large hammer with 2 railroad spikes that seem to be welded intact and fused, and he much more heavily handed like swings and breaks some rocks. Just 1, 2, 3 swings, and then comes along the skinnier one, shovels it up with his snow shovel, and he takes it off. And while these two are in the front of the group of shit shovelers, or the dredge shovelers, you see behind them the antagonist of our story, Y2K. So Y2K is back here shoveling, and as you're getting your shoveling done, you worship the rock man, you can't help but notice Splooge, the long, skinny one, and his snow shovel. And you're immediately filled with like contempt for it. And he can tell. He looks back over his shoulder and just barely catches you taking a look at him. And he says, "What? What is it? Is it the shovel? You love
It's
her.
absolutely the shovel, you idiot!
She's beautiful.
It's a snow shovel! It's too wide! Are you out of your mind?
Well, I mean, it was given to me by the shortest, and the shortest always knows who gets what.
The shortest know nothing!
Fueled, just pure rage, pure anger. And Clump, the thicker one next to him.
If you boys don't shut up and keep shoveling, we're never gonna get the dark rocks. And you know how it works around here. More dark rocks, more chances with the breeders.
We'd be going faster if your technique was adequate.
Splooge is almost like you've wounded him verbally at this point. Technique? Well, get your little shriveled ass up here and show us how to get through this rock with your shovel.
I will, you buffoon, you idiot, you.
So I walk up there all frustrated, like stomping angrily. And as I go closer, the neon lights, I slowly turn it up to look as though I'm more serious. So I'm a little bit brighter, like a little nightlight.
Okay. Okay.
I'll show you how it's done. I have been graced by the Major Tom, to tell me how to do this, how to conquer the moon.
Clump looks over.
I really don't care how it happens. Just get in there and break some. But get the rocks out of there.
Get the rocks out of there.
Clump like the normal reaction to that would be offense, but Clump is so like beside himself that you imitated him. He's like,
Huh! That was a good Clump. There's no shame in your game. You're a good Clump.
my voice already hurts.
That's how you know it's gonna be good. So I take my shovel and I strike into the rock.
Okay.
Ah!
Give me a body plus force roll. Okay, so you got 3 successes. That's more than enough. So as you pull back your gang little arms, you know, you start like shoveling as fast
Ah!
as you can. Yeah, it's like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure where you're just like muda, 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 and you're like moving fucking dirt out of the way like super quick with your shovel. And like now there's like 15 tailors behind you and they're just watching and they're like, oh! Like, they're all fucking amazed by it. And you can hear them like, ah! Like they're like, hooray! Like they're so excited. And like Splooge is just,
Well, I see better. This is ridiculous, isn't it, Clump?
and Clump looks over and he's like,
I don't know. That's some good shoveling.
like he's trying really hard. So you get done with like 4 times as much shoveling in 10 minutes as Splooge could do in like 10 minutes with his snow shovel. And it's at that point that the Minor Lord comes over. The Minor Lord's name is Spacey. And Spacey walks over to you and he's like,
Oh! You guys seem to be done today, huh? You're shoveling like crazy over there, Yisk. Sir, yes, sir.
I do like a salute. But with the shovel. And it like hits me in the head.
Ah! Your quota for today was, what? Let me check my papers.
and he fumbles through it all. He's like, and like, it's not papers, okay? It's like fucking napkins that are like held together with a fucking staple. You know, like it's nothing that's like used right. And he starts looking through it and he's like,
Oh, yeah. 6 Whelplings worth. Yes, this seems to be adequate. Yeah, good job, Yisk. You've done well.
It's Y2K, sir.
Of course it is.
Yes, of course it is. It's my name.
Yes, I'm sorry. It's been a long day. So, if you all want to go back and get your phytonutrients and get yourselves fed up and clean,
and he looks over at Clump. He's like, especially you. And Clump's just like, Clump is clean.
we're gonna head all over to the mating hall, and we're going to pick today's breeders.
Quick note: I've done a lot of reading on how Palers breed, because it doesn't make any sense that there's that many of them in there, and like, where did they come from? I don't know. Okay, so as uncomfortable for me as it is, I have decided that the female Palers are kept separate from the male Palers, and every night the female Palers come out and they select which Palers they want to snoo. It's very uncomfortable for me, but it makes sense.
Well, I like where this is going.
Clump's gonna clump so many rumps.
And Splooge is just like, my name says it all, you know? So...
Your snow shoveling genes are inferior. Who uses a snow shovel?
I'm 3/4 of a coffee can taller than you are. That makes me better.
What is coffee, you ingrate?
It's the thing in the blue container that we found in the bygone era next to the Hasselhoff magazine.
Oh, wow, okay.
And as they say Hasselhoff, you hear like all 20 of them go,
And it echoes as it echo down
yeah.
the...
Yeah, it's like the green men from fucking Toy Story. Like, the claw is my master.
Nobody hassles the Hoff.
The Hasselhoff. Oh.
Wow, okay.
So you guys all go down to your little like fucking makeshift bunks. And they're not even bunks. They're fucking like locker rooms that have cots. Like, some of you fucking savages are sleeping on top of them or like in them. Like Splooge like sleeps standing up. Like, fuck. The picture I drew for this is so stupid.
This is my cloth sack. Get out of it. Get out of it. You're gonna make it all gross.
Your tiny and inferior jeans can't even fit in that cloth sack. That's a cloth sack for botchlings.
Well, these jeans, they are superior, you inferior, fuck.
You couldn't come up with an insult.
You!
So as you guys are like having it out, the like alpha, right, of the group comes into the room, and like his name used to be like Fancy Feast or some shit, you know, but like he became self-aware when he was like 13 years old, so to speak, and he was the one who actually found the Hasselhoff magazines. So he changed his name to Mitch. And he walks in and he's watched like all the historical records, which is just Baywatch reruns. And he actually like he's gone so far as to like put a mop over his head that he found, like a really fucking old and gangly mop that's somehow still alive, you know, somehow still like not fucking proto pieces yet. And he's put like grease and mud and probably some other shit in it to make it look like hair and clump up. And he combs it back, you know, like so it's wavy like fucking Hasselhoff's hair. And he walks in and like he's a little bit more well spoken. Like most of his free time is spent watching the Baywatch like reruns, which I don't know how he gets it to work. Don't ask me. I'm just a storyteller. He walks in and he's like, boys, are we really gonna argue on the night of selection?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing here.
Listen, Y2K, right? That's your name.
Yeah, wow, you got it right. You didn't call me Yicked or Yicked or some other dumb way of saying my name.
You hear off in the distance,
Shut up! Go spit shine your shovel, you idiot!
so Mitch walks up to you and he's kind of like primming your clothing. Like he's like fixing little tiny inconsistencies, you know? I tell you, I really feel like tonight's your night, Y2K. I think, beyond everything, they're gonna pick you. And do you know why they're gonna pick you?
Because I'm superior?
As I'm sitting there in my like my dust covered like freaking half like astronaut costume,
like a
my
full-
goggles gross.
Like
and
a
my
full-
shovel is fucking disgusting.
You're like a full 6 inches shorter than him. And you're just like, because I'm superior. Like he kind of chokes. Yes, that's why. Because you're a superior specimen. And superior specimens have, say it with me now, superior genes.
Genes.
Yes.
I really
Like,
do.
Okay. So why don't you and me head on down to this selection room and we'll see if we can't get you with a lady tonight.
You have to do one thing for me, though.
What is it? Anything, friend?
See that snow shovel over there?
Point to it.
Oh, the spatula thing.
Yeah. Spatula there, genius. Yeah.
Mitch is not a smart man, okay? Well, yes, that.
Yeah, why don't you grab it?
He walks over, like, just walks right over to Splooge, right? And he makes eye contact with him, and Splooge makes eye contact back, and he stands there and they stare at each other, and he just goes, a yoink, and he, like, takes it, like, walks over to you, and, like, Splooge doesn't do anything because, like, Mitch is the alpha, you know? Yeah, so this, spatula, you wanted it, right? This one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just give it to you. Like extends his arm out, you know, like just like hands it to you.
No. See, you're gonna hold on to that for me. You're gonna wait for the secret word, okay?
Oh, okay. What's
See how wide it is? It makes other things look bigger too. So like, you know, it might be a good idea to, you know, hold on to it because you know.
I'm not a bright man.
I know.
But are you referring to my creation vessel?
Oh yes, yeah, sure. That's what you call it. Okay.
And everyone starts doing that. And Mitch like puts up his hand and like waves it, like everyone stops. All right, I'll see you, gentleman, over in the breeding room. And just remember, boys, I'll be there for you. He like flaunts his like fucking wig off, like he like flips his hair, but it's just a wig, like a fucking like mop, and like he walks out. Right behind you, there's a guy named Luster, and Luster goes to you. He's like, "Do you ever stop to think that this place just doesn't make any sense, and there has to be more to it? Like there has to be something more than just, Clump, Splooge, Mitch, the breeders, tuna cans, darkness, slimy pale skin, dirt."
Existential dread, yeah.
just dismiss him like completely.
Well, there is the moon, and that's my mission, is to get to the moon. So, eventually.
Tell me again about the moon.
Oh, the moon. It was told to me by Major Tom from the Great Archives. He sang about it, and he said that, he was going to the moon and then he was coming back. But the moon is a big rock.
Big rock.
Big rock. And that's where we have to go.
And so, like, I just want it to be known that every one of you just thinks as soon as, like, when that door opens, like, absent the vault, present the moon. Like, you guys...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We
Oh, that's so much better.
I will conquer the moon men. I am going to be king of the moon men because of my superior intellect.
All right, so let's fast forward just a little bit. And you're all in...
Splooge.
Why? What?
You gonna take that? He took your shovel. You saw him do it, and just let him do it. You should do something about it. I was just there. Did you see me try to defend you? I did.
Okay, so like even to that.
Let me recreate it for you. He was like, I'm gonna take his shovel. I'm like, no, that's Splooge's shovel. No. And he tried to take it. And you saw him hold it out. And I was like, no. And I tried to defend you, Splooge. So, you should just go up and just, sock him.
Do me a favor. Roll me charisma plus leadership. So he super duper believes you. And he looks over at you and he goes, up until about 14 seconds ago, I thought you were a giant turd. Fecal deposit, fecal pap, whatever. But hearing you say that you tried to defend me only makes me want to be closer to you. You're a true friend.
Oh, yeah, sure, buddy, yeah. Yeah, we are true friends, okay? Well, I got your back. You better lay it down for me sometime.
So, God damn it. So before they go to the Great Hall, like, he stomps off in search of Mitch, and, like, you can hear it. Like, you don't see it, but you could hear it in the hallway, all right? All you can hear is, "Hey, Mitch, you got my shovel over there. Give it back." And Mitch just goes, "Oh, yeah. I do, don't I? Well, you're welcome to try and take it from me." And, like, you hear Splooge, "Prepare to feel the wrath of the bloodline of Skepunk." And, like, that's all you hear. And Mitch goes, "Better luck next time." And, like, he just walks off. And, like, you don't see Splooge. You just hear the tinking of metal. So, at this point, you guys are going to progress over to the breeding hall, okay? And the breeding hall is essentially a long hallway that terminates into a maintenance closet, and the maintenance closet is where stuff happens. So there's like 200 dudes lined up in this hallway, and like 20 chicks at the other end. And you can just see them being like, no, like as the line like marches down towards them, rejected ones go to the left, selected ones go to the right. But for some reason, there's a third group of people that has even less people in it. Okay?
Wow, the odds aren't good in this one.
That's the orgy group. So as you march, yeah, you're making it
Wow.
down, and you're 50
Wow.
people deep. 50 people deep, 20 people deep, 15 people deep, 10 people deep, and then she gets to Splooge, who has like a big fucking sponge on his head and duct tape, like, because that's like his wound deterrent. She looks like the woman. She looks like she has no hair whatsoever. She's completely like bald, you know. But
That's hot.
yeah, right. And
It's like Natalie Portman.
but she's but she's super like
I don't know who that is.
she's super
Just from the
voluptuous.
great text.
Yeah, right. She's super voluptuous. Like she's got really big breasts, really like nice butt, small waist, very form fitted.
Oh, wow.
And she takes a look at Splooge, and he's like, "Well, what do you think?" And like he kind of like puckers his lips and like winks at her with his sponge side of his face. Looks up at him, and she goes,
Well, I don't know, honey. I've seen better. But, not today for you.
and Splooge kind of like stumbles to the fucking left, all defeated and shit. And then Clump moves up, and he's like,
Clump thinks you're a very attractive, a lady.
and she looks down at him, and she's like,
Well, look at you. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
and like she points to like the breeding room, and like he like clumps his way back over to the breeding room. You walk up, and she kind of looks you up and down, and like the other girls next to her look you up and down, and so does the super like he's the hierarch, we'll call him, of the specific precinct of Palers you live in. And she goes up to you and she goes,
Well, what's your name, honey?
My name is Y2K.
Oh,
Yeah.
they pulled out all the stops with the naming conventions with you, didn't they, big boy?
Yeah, 2 letters and 1 number. I mean, it's high class.
Yeah.
The highest of class.
Who needs a lot of letters when it gets the job done with 3, right?
Yeah. Well, we'll go with that.
so like as the girls like start like pawing at your spacesuit, you know, it's like really uncomfortable.
It is.
Because like, you know, you've never been in this part of the selection process. Usually they're all banged out by the time you get up there, you know. But you know, Mitch is already back there with the girls. Like you know, like you can hear like Mitch noises and shit. And it's really weird because like you can't hear any girl noises, but you can only hear Mitch. Like he's completely unsatisfied, 100% mechanical, but Mitch is getting it on. And as the girls go to like select you, you know, you feel like this great exuberance pull over your mind. You know, you're finally getting selected, right? Like, how does that make you feel?
Value me for my mind, not my body, not this pristine body.
Oh, honey, but those genetics you're walking around with.
Ah, yeah, they're superior. I know. Good eyes. Good eye. I don't know how many eyes you have.
What do you say?
Like, she like gets real close and like puts her bust up against you. She's like,
What do you say me and you go and make some of the pastiest ass kids we've ever seen?
so before she can like Mortal Kombat molest you, the hierarch comes over and puts his hand on you.
Not this one. This one is special.
I am special.
You are special.
Everyone's told me I'm special my whole life.
And you should listen to them.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind, go down the right hallway. We'll be down there shortly.
Are you just standing there looking at him? Like,
Yeah, I have no idea who this guy is.
How old are you?
I don't see how that's relevant, but
You know, I don't know what category this goes into.
I'm 391 metric beeps old.
Wow.
it's like 50 years.
Okay.
So as you're escorted down the right side of the wall, you fall.
I have my shovel with me.
Yeah, of course. You always have your shovel with you. You come out into a, like, you go about 200 feet down a hallway, and it opens up into a much bigger, like, cafeteria room. Inside of it, there's 5 different zones, and you're escorted into an empty 6th empty zone. There's Palers from all different sects. Think of it like Hunger Games. 6 different sects. And the hierarch from each of the sects goes and meets in the middle. And they stand up on one of the faculty tables. It's fairly well lit for Palers, so, you know, like dim light. And the hierarch stands up and he says, I'm sure you're all wondering why you're here today.
Yeah.
Like, nobody else said anything, but you did. But you did. And he
Yeah.
and they're all just like, yeah, great, good one. As you all know, every year we choose an emissary of the great Dennis Reynolds. This year's choosing will be done by the trials. And everyone goes, trials. The trials will consist of a gauntlet, a meeting of the mind, and last but not least, a digging competition.
Wow.
Again, nobody says anything, but you do. And now, to announce the official screening for the trials, Brother Torbone McChicken. And like, everyone starts going, Torbone, Torbone, Torbone. And like, a bigger, like, chested, like, he lifts, bro. Paler stands up on the table behind him, and like, I want you to understand like how it shifts. Palers don't have a lot of entertainment, you know, their lives are pretty like weird and like gloomy, but this Paler is like the Macho Man Randy Savage of other Palers, okay? He's there to entertain. yeah, he's there to entertain. And he comes up to the stage and like people are cheering like, yeah! And he's like,
All right, brothers. Are you ready for this year's selection process?
Yeah.
again, just you. Just you.
Whoa.
All right, brothers. Here's what you need to know. If you're in one of these 6 sections, you have been chosen.
And everyone else is like, yeah!
What you need to know. Be here
Tomorrow, 0 dark hour. And then he stops and like thinks about what he just said. Right, the darkest hour. Be here. And we'll start the trials. The first trial is a meeting of the minds. You've got to prove that you're the smartest impaler in your division. This will happen by a reading of the historical diagram. And he holds up a picture of the historical diagram, and it's just a McDonald's milkshake machine schematic, right?
It's broken. It looks
Probably
broken.
it's right? Yeah.
They're all broken.
The second trial will be a moving of the earth. Bring your shovels, bring your heart, and dig up some rocks.
And at that one, like everybody from your sector flips the fuck out because that's their game. That's their event, right? You're their champion.
I am.
You are.
I'm the champion. I'm the best.
And finishing in the last event, the Battle of the Beef.
And like he flexes his pecs like Terry Crews when he says that. Like they're just jumping up and down in front of you. And all the third ward is like,
Yeah, protein.
you know? Everybody at this point loses their fucking mind. And they're just like hooting and hollering all night. Do you want to like try to talk to anybody or anything?
Is there anyone near me that I would recognize?
Let's say like Clump is there, but no,
How the hell did he get
no,
here?
I know.
He's not intelligent.
I just realized I
What
made
is
a
this
mistake.
sham? What is this sham?
No, Clump is there because this is funnier. Like you turn to like see who else is like picked as you. Clump's like,
Well, we really got our work cut out for us, don't we?
Oh, wow. They're really accepting everyone now. Okay. Yeah. We'll work together, okay?
oh, that's so devious.
Listen.
I am.
We both know that you're the better shoveler out of the 2 of us.
Oh, yes. We all know this. Yeah. It's
And
true.
I've never really been known for my brains.
Yeah, I know that too, yeah.
Yeah, Clump
Yeah.
may have dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, someone also probably dropped Clump when he was younger too, but yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, but Clump can help you with, the fighting.
He like puffs his chest out because he's so like happy to be useful.
The meat shield. Yeah, you'd be great as a meat shield.
The meat shield? So, I, Clump, will be your meat shield. Yes?
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
He puts his like arm around your shoulder. He's like,
And so it begins. The trial of the best friends, Clump and Y2K. You really gotta work on your name. Way too many syllables.
so as the night progresses, it moves into the next day, and you can hear clanging. It's the banging of pipes, and that's kind of like the way that you guys communicate branchly. Like one person will hear the ringing of the pipes, and they'll know to go like to where the reverberation's coming from, and it's coming from the Great Hall. And people are just like boogadung, doogadung, doogadung, like hitting the pipes in like a rhythmic pseudo song, and it's summoning all of the competitors to the main hall. You know. Clump like comes out of his like sack and like he doesn't brush his teeth or shower or anything. Like I mean, none of you do, but he really doesn't do anything. Like he grabs like a handful of slugs and puts them in his mouth, and, like chews them to clean his teeth. And like he walks up and he's like,
Are you ready for this greatness?
Am I still like, am I fully awake?
I don't know, Nick. Are you fully awake?
I just imagine just laying in my cot and just slowly waking up and he's already in my face.
Yeah.
Like that friend.
Yeah.
Okay, Clump. Okay, yeah. So I adjust my goggles. I attach my shovel to my back, like a sword hilt.
So as you guys like hear the rattling of the metal, like you know, you all start like marching into the Great Hall and stuff, and like you get there, and McChicken's already going for it. He's like,
Yeah! Here we go! Ready for the selection!
and, like it's way too early for this shit, you know. But he's like all fucking about it, and everybody's all about it. He directs everybody into their groups, and he goes,
All right, team members, the one who is in charge of the brain quiz, step forward.
and Clump kind of like puts his hands on your shoulders again, and he's like,
Okay, now Clump say you've got this. Just remember the golden rules about schematics. You have to, read them.
Wow. Yeah. Thanks for the sound advice. You're a genius.
and like he stops when you say that, and like his eyes kind of tear up, and you can see them like Clump has like fucking goggles on, like fucking like blackout Riddick goggles in the goddamn mind, because that's the type of person Clump is. It's like you can see like tears running down from his goggles.
That is the nicest thing anyone has ever called Clump before. I accept that I am a genius.
And he like hugs you. He's like,
Good, you can do this.
it's
I assume he
uncomfortable.
squeezes
Yeah,
a little too-
yeah, it's very
a little too tight.
Yeah, yep.
That's the spirit. Let the pain out. It will scare the bad guys.
Oh, thanks, Clump.
Anything for best friend.
So all of the smart ones walk out to the middle of a table, and everybody immediately gets quiet. They're like, "Oh, the smart ones!" And McChicken comes down and like to the table, and he stomps on it, and he looks down at you guys, and he's like,
This is the hardest schematic that we could find. Each one of you
The
gets
hardest schematic.
the hardest schematic.
The hardest schematic.
The hardest schematic. I like your enthusiasm. Now, what you have to do is figure out what part this machine needs to start working. Last night, I took a part off, and it's up to you to figure out which one I took. We all know that in the bygone era, these machines never worked. So, let's see what our contestants can do!
and like a pyrotechnic display goes off behind him, but it's really just like two sparklers. That's it. Because it hurts everyone's eyes. Like everyone automatically is like, ah, you know what I mean? Like it's light. So in order to interpret this schematic, you're going to need to make a intellect plus engineering roll. So you got enough to pass. So like before he can even like really finish the question, you like point on your schematic, like what what the first part is. And a couple of the other ones point to like instinctively because like you got like under their skin, they're like, so he goes over to District 1 and District 4 and he's like,
you're out and you're out, idiots. Yeah, jump people.
Idiots, yeah.
Yeah.
And you could tell that like one of them had it upside down and the other one had the entire fucking thing like face down. Like it was just a blank blueprint, and like had he flipped it over, he would have seen the blueprint itself. And the other one's was upside down, and he couldn't figure out why the machine looked one way, but the blueprint looked another. He's like,
all right, the next part. Now, approach the machine one at a time, and you'll have to replace the power vector cable,
which is just the plug that goes into the wall. So for this one, you'll need, let's say, intellect again plus science. Okay, so immediately one of them takes the plug, right? Reaches in to grab the GFI cable like out of the wall and like steps in a water puddle by accident and completely just electrocutes himself. Like right then and there, he's just dead. Like he's like, and he's like, ah, and falls to the ground.
You idiot.
So as you're like beside
I start
yourself,
slapping myself.
McChicken's like,
yeah, casualties.
You get what you deserve.
I just start pointing at him.
the other one doesn't die, but he like fucks it up too. So that's 4 districts down, 2 to go. Okay. McChicken walks up and he's like,
and for the third and final test, you'll have to make it produce 3 ounces of Breeder's cream.
which is, it's just breast milk, man. It's breast milk ice cream. I didn't know like what good way to go about this, but you know what I mean. So this one's gonna require an intellect plus engineering roll, and your target number for it is 3. Oh, okay. So you super succeeded. So the gentleman who's next to you tries to fix the machine, and for a minute you hear like an electric whir, a mechanical hum, and you hear, and then just like fucking raw breast milk shoots out at like Mach speed and hits him in the face, and it's scalding hot because he calibrated the TMP valve wrong, and he's like, ah! And he like falls over. He's not dead, he's just like really in pain.
You idiot!
So you approach and tell me how you start working on it.
So first, as I'm going by that guy, I kick him while he's down. I go over to it, and before I do work on it, I unplug the machine so I don't get electrocuted. And then I go in and I lift up the machine because I know there's probably the hinge because I saw them pull it down. Right? Is that what you said happened? They made it too hot?
Yeah.
So I pull it up, make sure the nozzles are cleared, ensure that it's not going to shoot out the wrong way. I've never worked on an ice cream machine before.
Make some shit
I really
up.
don't. So what I do is I then look at the crowd,
Staring intently at you like,
and then I just slap the side of the machine. And I hit it once, and what happens?
You slap it, right? And you could hear the electric whir just like before, and then a mechanical hum. So, and then you hear, and ice cream starts to fucking come out. Like ice breast milk. And the crowd's like, yeah! The fucking like pipe music starts playing in the background, like digga digga ding digga ding digga ding ding digga digga ding digga ding. Yeah! Clump like looks at you and he like has like a single tear rolling down his cheek because he's super emotional, and he just looks at you and like silently like raises a fist up and he's like, you good? Yes! You know? Clump is like team Y2K at this point. McChicken walks up and he's like, he grabs your hand and like races it into the air, which kind of like lifts you off the ground too.
Ah!
He's like,
Our winner from District 6! What's your name, kid?
Y2K.
What? Like, for real?
Yeah, that's your name's McChicken. Don't give me shit.
From District 6, Y2K!
and everyone's like, ah!
Yay!
Yeah, you're just like, yay. Like, and everyone else is like super pumped about you. Like, everyone's like fucking ecstatic. And Clump's like, oh, like he's like giddy like a kid. A couple of hours pass by, and now you and Clump are in like a locker room getting ready for the next trial, which is the trial of dirt. Okay? And Clump approaches you and he goes,
You know, I was very excited to see how good you were at fixing the machine.
Well, thank you, Clump. I couldn't have done it without your excellent work. Always get my back whenever I need you.
Yes, you know, Clump sometimes feels bad that Splooge acts like a, what is the word from the bygone eras? Boner. That Splooge acts like a boner to you. And I just want to say that when we do this next thing together, I need you to let Clump hit the rock really hard, and you shovel the debris really hard, and we can do this together!
Oh, okay. Okay.
and he like takes a heroic pose. Like he like poses.
Is Splooge gonna be with us? Where's Splooge?
Splooge did not get selected.
Ah, good. That idiot. Okay. Of course he didn't get selected. He didn't believe in me. I'm the best. I'm the best one.
Clump believes you!
Oh.
You are the best!
I am.
You are!
I am.
You are!
I am.
Yeah, like you're screaming into each other's faces, like to pump each other. Like, you are! Like he drools a little bit. As you guys scream at each other, like you notice that there's another paler standing in the room, and he's like, so they're kind of waiting on you guys. So you just walk out that door and let's do this. Yeah, yeah.
You. What's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
Nikon.
What?
Nikon.
What an awful name. You. I need you to do something, okay?
What?
See those lights there?
Yeah, the ones, yeah. Yes, those lights over there.
I need you to bring the tube lights, okay?
Okay.
Because it might get dark in there.
He looks like around everywhere. Like there's just darkness everywhere. And he's like, oh, dark you say?
I'm counting on you. You're my #1 guy.
Oh, and did you say that? Clump hears it, and Clump's just like heartbroken for a minute. Like,
Clump, he's gonna get himself killed.
How do you know?
like he goes off and like stops, you know. So he looks at the lights and he's like, okay. And like, is your intent for him to grab those lights and just get fried, or?
Well, I might need him to do stuff with it later.
So he's carrying the lights with him? Is that what your goal is?
Yeah.
Okay. So he picks up the lights and like he walks behind you guys. And as you guys enter the next section, there's way more people than there were before. Okay? Like so many more people. And
Good.
Yeah.
My audience needs to grow. I need to conquer.
and there, it's still dimly lit. I mean, except for the lights that are, you know, your entourage is carrying. And it's still like in the dirt fields, the dredge. So in front of you is like 100 feet of fucking like walled dirt. And each one of you in your 2-man teams, 6 total teams, is taking your place against the wall to begin digging. And as you're doing that, it's not the chicken that comes up for this one. It's one of the older hierarchs. He comes over and goes,
Quiet down, everyone. As you all may know, one of the most important aspects of being the divine Pale Ones is that we must continue our commerce of trade of the Black Rock. Nothing can be said that is greater.
The what?
The Black Rock.
Oh, the what?
The Black Rock. So, it is the cornerstone of our economy, and as an emissary of the great Dennis Reynolds, you will be responsible for watching over the economy. So this test shows that you understand the most efficient ways to gather the Black Rock for the people of the vault. Any questions?
No!
Again, only you say it. Like nobody else. At this point, he goes,
Mr. McChicken, please take it over.
and like again, he comes out in a different outfit this time, which you can't really see because it's dimly lit, but you can only imagine it's like spandex or something. And he comes out, and he's like,
All right! Are you ready for the competition rules? Here's how it goes. The teams of 2 are gonna work together to haul as much black rock as they can back to the starting line before the great bell dings.
and it's not actually like a great bell. It's like an alarm thing that goes bum 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 bum. You know, it's like some stupid fucking alarm. But you know, everything's great to you guys.
Any questions before we start with the great excavation?
Everyone around him is like not as pumped as he is because like it's digging dirt, dude. You know, this is the part no one cares about. But this is the part you care about.
Oh, I love this part. You, flashlight.
Me? What?
Flashlight.
What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good. Stand by where we need to bring our stuff to.
All right. He like takes the light and goes and literally just stands there. That's it. Just like stands. And as you start doing that again, Clump's like,
So, Clump, you know the plan, right? You know what we gotta do, right?
Smash rocks?
I'm just making sure. Yeah, and then we gotta bring it to Light Boy over there, okay? So it's a little bit easier for us to see. Like, if we were just to do this blind, like, we're boned. We're absolutely boned. Like with this, like, we can see now. We can see, and I'm gonna be counting on you. You're my #1 guy now. You're my #1 guy.
so as you say, I'm counting on you and I'm your #1 guy, Clump is like revitalized, right? He looks at you and he goes,
Clump will give his very best for you.
and he picks up his like hammer with like fucking pikes on it and he goes,
We will smash so much rock for you today, and you will shovel it, and we will bring it to the light guy.
All right.
McChicken stands up and he's like,
All right, we're gonna start in 5 seconds. Can you dig it?
nobody laughs at that. They're like, you know, it's
It's a tough crowd. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
like everybody like starts running off to like the wall to start removing dirt. Like 2 of the groups like fucking trip and shit, but you know, like they get back up and that. So how this is going to work is you're going to have to roll. You're doing the shoveling, right?
Yeah, but before I run out, I turn on my fluorescent lights on my suit so we can see me.
Okay, good. So anytime I ask you to roll a agility roll, you're going to roll an extra dice because you have that light on.
Okay.
Okay, and so is Clump. Clump's also going to get that. So for you, you're going to roll agility plus mobility, and that's going to represent your ability to scoop up what Clump breaks. Clump is going to roll body plus force, and that's going to tell how hard and he does it. And every success that you get is going to be, one pile of dirt you're able to move. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So you guys were capable of getting 9 units of this dirt. So as you guys run back and forth, you're gonna get a few more units. And as you can see, the other groups are kind of keeping up with you, and that's not good. That's not good. So it might behoove you to change up you're only 80 pounds. Oh my god. It might behoove you to change up your digging method, or sabotage them, or motivate Clump a bit.
Clump,
Yes?
how dark are your goggles?
What I do is when we go back to the thing, I turn my bioluminescence up all the way so it reflects off the rock into people's eyes.
Okay. So as you do that, right? Like you guys get back to the pile. 3 other groups get back to the pile. The other 2 are on the other end of the room. You turn up your bioluminescent lights, okay? And Clump's glasses completely block it out, and like you get to see Clump with like clear daylight, like clear like light, and like he looks back at you and he like smiles. His like teeth are all fucking blackened and shit, and he's like,
That was a really good idea.
You're hideously strong.
Thanks, man.
it like shuffles back down, like waddling, and you can kind of tell, like, Clump is hunched over. Like, his frame, he has the biggest calves you've ever seen in your life. But, like, he's hunched forward, and he kind of, like, does the hunchback trot, like, running with his hammer. And, like, he's breaking bricks at record speed. Like, he's breaking this rock and this dirt up at record speed because in his mind, like, you're the only person that matters here. Like, you gave Clump a chance to shine as bright as you did, right? So, Clump is running next to you. Go ahead and do your roll again. Let's see how much we pull in this time. Holy shit. Everybody's cheering. Everybody's getting pumped up. At first they weren't, but like now the competition's heating up, you know? And like you're just a hair bit ahead. Everyone's kind of like cashing in their last bit, and it's getting really neck and neck. Is there any last minute shit you want to pull or do before the bell rings? Just say the lights on, you know, leave it at that.
Yeah.
You hear bum, 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 bum. And like, yeah, that's it. McChicken jumps up on the table and he's like,
Stop what you're doing! It's time to count dirt!
and as he walks through each one of them, you know, he like gives off an official unit of number, and then he stops in front of yours. And he goes,
My God, never in my life have I seen a more pristine and piled up dirt block pile than this! We have a winner, ladies and gentlemen! It is Clump and... What's your name again, kid?
It's Y2K.
I give a salute.
Y2K!
everyone, oh, yeah, they're all super excited, oh my God. You want to say anything to anybody before we move on to the final trial?
Clump,
Yes,
I hate you less.
I love you more.
Yeah, okay.
My mind says yes, but my lord says no.
So you're in the same room as you were before, and you're waiting for the last one. And you can hear like,
I turned down my lights.
yeah. And you can hear people chanting for somebody called like Dondar Call, Dondar Call, Dondar Call. And that's gotta clearly be someone from like the third fucking, you know, district. And so you're sitting in there.
What?
Yeah.
That isn't my name! That isn't my name!
Buddy, Clump doesn't mean any offense.
You're just seething over there. You're like,
Buddy, I don't mean any disrespect when I say this, but are you sure you're up for a fight? You're not what we would call big.
Clump,
Yeah?
do you think I'm gonna fight fair?
That is what Clump likes to hear.
So the doors like swing open, and it's your annoying friend Nikon. Oh my God, are you guys ready for this or what?
Oh, look who it is.
It's me.
Hi.
Hi. You. Us.
You!
Fucking Clump. Clump points at you.
You!
Hi, Clump.
Hi!
I fucking love this character. I love Clump so goddamn much. So the two of you get ready to go out there. You walk out there and like, this is the juice, dude. Like people are hyped. It's like, palers are on top of palers. Fucking people swinging from goddamn pipes in the air, just looking down. And in the middle is a giant fucking ring. And 5 two-man teams all standing in the center of it. As you walk in, people move out of your way. You've got your shovel on you, right?
Yeah.
Clump has no weapon. You get into the ring, and they seal the chains behind you. Think of it like wrestling ropes, right? And Clump is just staring aloofly into the air, like off in the distance. And McChicken comes in, and he's like,
All right, this is the last trial.
This is the last trial.
District out. Yes, exactly what I said. This is the last trial. And whoever wins this, well, they become the finalist for the Dennis Reynolds Emissary. Are you all ready? This one's simple. 10 men enter, 2 men leave. Any questions?
No.
just you. It's just you. No one else, it's just you.
If there's no other questions, present your weapons.
Fucking like District 1 holds up sticks. District 2 holds up like fucking like chains attached to like janitorial equipment. District 3 holds up fucking like granite rocks strapped to wood, like Paleolithic era shit. District 4 holds up watering hoses and like fucking duct work metal wrapped around like rope and shit. District 5 has garden hoses, like whips, but with like pieces of like sharpened rock on the other end of them. Think like Kratos' Blades of Glory, right?
Okay.
What do you have?
I have my shovel.
All right, so you lift your shovel up like in front of you like it's Excalibur, right? And Clump is still looking off into the distance.
Clump,
What?
raise your fist.
Is it fight time?
What?
Is it time to fight?
Yeah.
Oh! Okay.
So Clump like reaches over to a strap that would be like attached from his left shoulder to the center of his chest on his attire, and he grabs it and unbuckles it and like rips it off of him like it's like a fucking like poncho, and like something weird happens. Clump isn't a hunchback at all. He's just hunched forward. And as he stands up straight, cracks his back and like extends his arms out, he's like the most fucking jacked paler you have ever seen. Like he's a full 8 inches taller than you at this point, and like his lats and his shoulders, like he's like fucking Schwarzenegger defined.
Clump is ready.
Wow, I didn't expect that at all.
Nobody expects the Clump.
A couple of the other districts see this and they're like, oh god no, oh god no, and we'll say like the bell fucking rings, you know, and it's really just 2 people hitting like aluminum pipe together, and that's the thing. We're gonna stop time for a second. How's this battle strategy going down for you?
So what am I aiming to do?
What are you aiming to do? What's the goal?
So what I want to do is I want to turn my lights up so I blind people, and while they're blinded, I want to take my shovel and hit him right in the nuts.
Oh no.
Because this is how this character would play. Is as they're holding their arms up to like block the light, I'm just swinging for the nuts. The most down and dirty way of doing it.
Okay,
There is no honor at all.
Yeah. So you're not continuously
Right in the nuts.
You're not continuously using the lights. Like it's before you go to hit someone, you're like strobing your light on, right?
Yeah, it's like a strobe, and I just slap.
Oh, that's big dick move, dude. Big dick move. So we'll say a couple of other districts like start smashing people out, and you and Clump just kind of stand there and like get engaged. And every so often we'll say you take a pot shot at someone. You two really like you talked to Clump before, and it wasn't like the goal wasn't to get in the middle of the foray. Like your goal was to stay on the outskirts and assault people with a light and shovel combo to the face.
The nuts.
You know, like, oh, I'm sorry, to the nuts. So let's say like a couple of them you hit pretty hard in the dick, you know, and like you're just seeking to hurt people. Like you're not seeking to kill anyone. You're just, you know, hurting them.
Oh, I want to obliterate their nuts.
Yeah, like fuck their
Like
balls.
there's no holding back when I swing for them.
Right. So that happens. Every you say you get like 2 or 3 really good nut shots in. Yeah.
Slap.
Like you hit them and all you can hear is like go ahead, do it. Go ahead, do your noise. You flick the light on, you're like, and like the light fucking flicks, and like then you swing up and hit their dick, and like that bing goes off, and all you can hear is, ah! And like people just drop, like, oh god no, and like they drop to the ground, you know, and like it's bad, it's really bad, and like you look over, and like the people that fall down from that or like have been knocked down, the fucking 3rd precinct is like cutting throats, like stepping on heads, like they're finishing people. But you look over to your right, and Clump has like a dude from District 4 and a dude from fucking District 2, and he just like smashes them together, like they just drop to the ground unconscious, and Clump's like, yeah, like he's super pumped and like throws you a big thumbs up and shit. And slowly through like this whole debacle, it comes down to 6th and 3rd, and now it's 2v2, and time's gonna stop real quick. What do you want to do?
Clump,
Yes?
use the bodies as projectiles. Hit them with them.
You want Clump to throw the bodies at the 3rd, right?
Yeah, just fucking start chucking them. They're all by us.
And what are you gonna do?
Stand by and make sure Clump doesn't get hit.
So the first one from 3rd sprints directly after you, right? And you're ready in your shovel, right? Like you're ready for the hit, just in case it gets too close. But in the corner of your eye, you see Clump reach down and scoop up someone from the 2nd by the ankle, spin one time like a hammer throw, and just let a body fucking rip. Like as hard as he can, just like sends it soaring through the air. And the dude from the 3rd never even saw the body coming. And all you hear is, and like he's fucking down. Like this fucking body just takes this dude out. Roll a instinct and survival. Okay, so as you notice him running at you with a knife in his left hand, he reaches down underneath his jacket on his right, and you can kind of see him pull something out, and it's a wedge pistol. It's It's a little pipe gun, shoots a single shot, that's it. Everything happens in slow motion. You see the gun, you like put your shovel in front of you like as if it's gonna block the bullet, right? He pulls and aims, and he's like pulls the fucking trigger. The bullet flies out of the gun, moving super slow. And in your mind, you're seeing everything you've done in your life. It's a lot of digging. It's a lot of digging. And you hear and you open your eyes, and Glump's in front of you with his arms out, and you can see blood trickling down from the right side of his chest. And like he just drops down to one knee, and he's like,
Get him!
Clump!
he's hurt.
How close is that guy that's running at me?
We'll say he's 15 feet out and closing.
Okay, I want to start running at him.
Okay. All right. What's the intent?
Flash the lights.
You're gonna flash the lights, hit him in the balls, kind of thing?
Oh, I'm gonna hit him in the neck now with the shovel. I'm gonna cleave him.
Okay. So first, I'm gonna ask you to roll agility plus melee, but I'm also going to ask you to add in your focus. He has a set of paler armor, which is just thickened garbage, and he's moving towards you. So go ahead and tell me what it looks like when your shovel light combination goes off, because you hit him.
I want to flash right in front of him, and then as the light happens, I want to take the side of the shovel and just go into the side of his neck. Not just hit him, but hit him straight and down, almost as though I'm cleaving into it with an axe. As it's wedged about halfway through, I want to watch him fall to the ground. And then, can I kick him in the chest while he's down?
Sure.
And while he's falling to the ground, I kick him in the chest so he's off the shovel. And then when he's on the ground, I want to take the shovel, go to his neck, and just cut it off. This is a quick swipe down.
So you want to decapitate him?
Oh,
Is
I'm
that what you're
decapitating him, yeah.
saying? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
So
I
you
finally
do-
lost my shit.
Yeah, okay. So you do that. You decapitate him. With like a fail sweep into his neck, just like you said, and a downward motion, you cleave probably 4 inches into what would be his clavicle bone and his jugular area. With the force coming forward, it knocks him to the side and straight down to you, and triumphantly standing over top of him as he lays there and holds his throat bleeding out, you swing down to cut his head.
And I do a forceful kick into them.
You insignificant! You are nothing! Nothing!
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah.
You liked it?
You little psychopath. That's great. As you kill him, like the group of people behind you is just like, yeah, and like Clump's like,
Oh, you did so good.
Clump,
What?
it didn't go in deep. I can see it sticking right there.
Oh, yeah, Clump.
You didn't really get hurt too bad. I really wasn't gonna call you out on it because I thought it'd be kind of badass, but like the bullet's wedged in your massive chest. Like I can literally see it right there. Like it's just still sticking in your flesh. Look at this. Look at this.
The bioluminescence is like on it.
Yes, it's very difficult for things to get through Clump's massive pectorals.
No, yeah, it's absolutely massive. Like look at the size of that thing. You have a bullet wedged in your bust. I mean, like, it's massive.
so like he's very self-conscious about it. So he like hunches back down and like grabs his coat, like wraps his massive form back up again. As the ending of that fight comes around, McChicken jumps up again.
Would you look at that psychopath? Did you see the carnage? Did you see the bloodshed? Did you see those pectorals? Ladies and gentlemen, we have our winners of the trials. 6th precinct.
And everyone's like, ah, yeah, it's great. And you can like see off in the distance, Blue just like
Yes! Shovel justice!
shovel justice. It's very hurried, right? It's very hurried. You're immediately like pushed off into a different direction by the hierarchy. Clump is right next to you, and you walk down a very long hallway, and you're led into a very bright room with a tube. And from where you're standing inside the tube, you can see a woman.
Oh. Is this the Moon Man?
No, this is the sleeper, fool. The goddess.
Oh. Wow. Look at her. She's like like some sort of like a, I don't know, she must be very clean in there.
So as you say that, the door behind you closes, and 2 other hierarchies kind of move in on you. Not aggressively, just, they're coming in.
What we're about to say to you, my friend is information that is for your ears and your ears only.
And Clump like looks at your ears and then tries to look at his own ears and then look back at your ears and then look at his own ears and he's like,
Maybe my ears too?
yes, also your ears as well. We exist in a great vault.
Wow, you don't
Outside
say.
of here, yes. Outside of here is a great, large world. The visions on the monitor screen have showed us a few interesting things over the past few days. We've seen men in white and black uniforms using fire on the great Vox monitor to burn the areas around. We've seen 2 people in brown coats wielding hammers, hitting dogs. But what we've seen that scares us the most is the appearance of the great demon, the great betrayers, the killer of deities. What we need you to do is prepare yourselves. When these doors open, and make no mistake, they will open soon, you will be the first 2 to leave this vault in 500, 600, 700 years. Do you understand the gravity of this responsibility?
You're sending me on a mission? An exploration mission?
Not just an exploration mission, a conquest and expansion mission. That was such a good noise. Oh, God.
Clump.
What?
It's just like Major Tom. It's just like Major Tom!
Yes.
Major Tom!
Major Tom! Ah!
This means that I'm gonna be like Major Tom.
Yes, you are Major Y2K.
So with the great design and conquest laid before him, Y2K and his minion Clump, the ever ripped and ever stupid, are about to set themselves up for a quest, a mission of most importance of conquest and expansion. Little do they know that the world outside of the vault is very different.